We're outside De Hoek Plaza, just outside Johannesburg, with Renske and Maarten, who've undertaken quite an epic journey from the Netherlands all the way to South Africa. Do you guys mind telling us a little bit about it?
No, of course, happy to. We drove from the Netherlands via the west coast of Africa all the way down and are now on our way back up via the east. And we did it only with this electric car.
Amazing. And how long has this taken you?
Well, we are now 8 months or 9 months on the road already. So we were 8 months when we arrived in Cape Town, and now, like 4 weeks later, we are here. So 2 weeks in Cape Town, we enjoyed it there, and now we are here.
It's absolutely incredible. And what inspired you to undertake such a massive journey?
Actually, that we have been here before, but then flying. So we flew to Johannesburg and rented a 4x4 to travel through Namibia and Botswana. And there we kind of saw the impact climate change could have. Sometimes you see that even more when you go traveling. So we said, okay, we fly back home, but then we search for another way to travel. And that's where the idea was born, and now we are back in an electric car.
Amazing. And obviously you've undertaken it in an electric car. You obviously have a passion for electromobility. How has it been in terms of just charging and going all the way from Europe down into the most southern tip of Africa on all electric power?
Yeah, almost too easy. So from the Netherlands to the southern part of Spain, we did with fast charging, as you also have here in South Africa. And then we took a boat, and then from Morocco all the way to South Africa, we charged as much as possible with solar panels in our car. Just to be able to drive very remote areas. But even if we had to charge at the wall outlet, it was all fine. It's just, sometimes too easy even.
Amazing. And I would imagine you've undertaken this to show that the future of mobility in many ways is electric. And do you think that a campaign like this will influence people to perhaps adopt, especially from an African perspective? Do you think it will help them adopt electric mobility a bit easier?
We think so, because we do something quite extreme, and we can understand most people will not do the same like we did. But then if we can do this, then you should be able to go from Johannesburg to Cape Town, for example. So it's kind of doing the extreme to make the more closer parts, closer. Yeah.
Amazing. And could you tell us a little bit about the car? Because we don't get Skoda in South Africa. Obviously, that is related to a Volkswagen. Yeah. Do you know how big the battery pack is, what sort of range you're getting, and what modifications you've done to the vehicle?
Yeah, so Skoda is indeed part of the Volkswagen family, and the basic of the car is like an ID.4, also an electric car you can buy in Europe, and I think they are testing them here in South Africa. So we have the one with an 80 kilowatt hour battery, and it gives us a range of roughly 450 kilometers, depending on, of course, on the surface we are driving on. And we did only 2 modifications, so other tires to give us a little bit more freedom on the different terrain we are driving on. And we have stiffer springs, so the car is a little bit higher, even though it's still low, because all the weight in our car, but it's still a little bit higher and better in its springs.
Amazing. And so tell me, what's next? Are you guys heading back to the Netherlands? When does that start, and what are you guys going to be doing?
So we are kind of already on our way back. So we are going back via the east coast.
Okay.
So from Johannesburg we will go to Kruger, Swaziland, Mozambique, all the way up to Kenya. And from there it's now kind of seeing what's possible. Maybe we'll have to ship. We hope not, but that's the idea.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us, and all the best with your travels.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
Here with Winstone Jordaan from GridCars. Do you mind explaining to us how you're involved in this quite mammoth task that they've undertaken from the Netherlands to South Africa?
Well, geez, I'd love to take credit for it, but really we saw them on social media. We watched them coming down through Africa because being in the electric space, this is all exciting for us. And as they got closer to South Africa, we contacted them and said, listen, join us and we'll help you with the charging. Make sure that your experience in South Africa is going to be quite different. And I think, they'll tell you the same, is that once they got here, now they can charge on much faster charges, whereas previously they would have always been on a lot slower. A charging thing is something you have to plan because you're going to be there for 4 or 5 hours. Whereas over here now they can stop 20 minutes and get half a charge and go again. So it really made a big difference. So we've obviously got a broad network across the country, and it's really just about supporting them and amplifying their message. To say that EVs can drive. Not only can they drive across South Africa, you can drive across Africa if you want to. And I think that's really the message that we're out there. We want to just see people understanding that this is where the new revolution of what electric vehicles is about, and where we're going to go with it.
Thank you so much. I was going to ask you what the impact was going to be on it, but you've already answered the question. So thank you so much for your time, Winston. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Search Auto Trader.